Welcome, Carla Gannis. This is with Creator Ranch, and we're glad to talk to you today about your work, about NFTs, about AR, VR, and the industry. I met Carla Gannis through a studio, a Playform Studio happy hour. I remember you walked us through a demonstration of the immersive 3D piece. Was that Peep Show? Or
Peeporama.
Peeporama, yes. And I just thought, wow, this is so amazing.
I'm actually fabricating that Peep box, so I'm actually producing a physical one. There's one that was in Casey Rias's Pharaoh file that is a virtual one that you view on a website. And if you purchase the NFT, you can then see through the peepholes and see what's inside. And then you also get 3 different VR experiences where you actually enter the Peep box. I enjoy doing those kind of complex projects that are referencing many different things. It's my nature to be a maximalist. But I have really been enjoying this new project, and I'm calling the series Yonder. So I purchased an iPhone 12 earlier in the summer. And whenever I travel, I just carry my phone with my scanner on. I have certain software that I use. But the thing that I've wanted to do is disrupt the perfect scan we're always trying to achieve when we're doing volumetric scanning or 3D scanning. And so I move with it. I've been doing these scans during subway rides, while the train is moving, while I'm moving through a crowd. Obviously in New York City, as we've returned to more and more in-person events and meetups and things like that, I've been out a lot more. So I think that's why this is particularly poignant to me right now, because it's even my reintroduction to being around other human beings. And so to just be out on the street in New York, or to be in the subway, or last week I went to Comic-Con.
Oh, nice.
To be cosplaying, and to do 3D scans, and they're all very abstract. So it's not like I'm taking people's photographs and not getting permission to use them in my work. It all becomes just abstract layers of data, very colorful, and it's just been a really exciting project.
I've seen some of those, and I think they're beautiful. As an abstract painter myself, I'm looking at it from an abstract frame of reference. But yeah, they've got this kind of fluidity and form that is sort of floating in space with color, and you're picking up bits and pieces of what you're seeing, but you're not really getting the full picture. One of my favorite projects with you is Portraits in a Landscape. Can you tell me a little bit about that one?
Sure. So that was actually based on a commission by Times Square Arts. And for 3 minutes at midnight, every night for the month of August 2018, my work would take over not all, but a large majority of the advertising screens in Times Square. And it was such an exciting opportunity. I think it emerged a little bit based on the work that you see behind me. This is a work that I completed in 2014 entitled The Garden of Emoji Delights, and it exists as a video, it exists as AR, 3D sculptures, and also as this big physical print. And so that's when I started working with something I refer to as internet semiotics, or working with it more frequently. And the Portraits in Landscape was a way for me to expand upon the Garden of Emoji Delights, but to take it in a new direction. So I started looking at a different painter, Archimbaldo, who was a Mannerist painter. And so for my Portraits in Landscape, I wanted to kind of continue with that methodology, but to replace actual physical representations of things from grounded reality with emoji again, with these signs and signifiers of emotion, but of also all of the physical things that are in reality. I also made sure they were taking selfies, because guess what? Times Square, other than Disney World, is the place where more selfies occur throughout the world than anywhere else. It's second in the most popular place
like
to
a
take
mecca.
a selfie. So in my videos, these odd chimeric characters are taking selfies of themselves. Well, thousands of people are out there in the middle of Times Square taking selfies too.
You've mentioned a couple times, you've got AR, you've got VR, and then there's also the potential like NFT component to it. How do you see these different outputs affecting the way that you're planning your workout?
At first, I didn't know exactly how to respond. And so, for example, I was in that File show, and one way I felt like I could respond because people were kind of critiquing that, oh, well, the JPEG's online. Why would you, want it via a contract where something, is off chain and on chain? And I wanted to complicate that. And so that's why what I offered was this peep box. But if you didn't buy it, you couldn't see what was inside. And once you bought it as an NFT, then it was revealed to you what was inside. So that was playing with that, or playing on that complaint. And we now have scarcity.
I'm sorry, I can't understand you. Are you human?
And particularly for those people who are working with ephemeral, we'll say, or digital technologies, virtual technologies, one of the problems has been, well, it's infinitely reproducible. And now you have this contract.
Everything you think, do and say is in the pill you took today.
I was curious because the first time that I saw your NFT work, it was on Hic-et-Nunc, which is a Tezos-based platform. How did you find that? How did you decide to do that?
I was learning as I was going, and the idea of a more green NFT platform and also cryptocurrency. So that was what really drew me to it, because I have to say it was a bit of a quandary for me at the beginning as I was reading about the impact this was having or could have on the environment.
I wasn't originally aware of the environmental impact of ETH. It wasn't part of the conversation in the beginning.
Right.
And then the other thing too is that it's just the cost associated with that at times too. If you're, you choose the wrong time to mint, and it can be $1,000 to mint.
No kidding, I know.
Yeah, and when we created Creator Ranch, we kind of did that with the impact of the environment in mind. The community was another thing. We wanted to make it social, and make it easy. Make it affordable. People can, there can be a lot of experimentation because you're not worried about massive waste of gas or resources. This has been a really fun conversation. Where can we see more of your work?
CarlaGannis.com, but I'm most active on Twitter and on Instagram.
Okay, great.
And I post a lot of my work there, so you'll be able to see.
Yeah, I enjoy seeing it. I love watching it come by.